What's up, everybody? Real With Omar. We're on site today. So just a little background. A lot of people, or the other guests that I've had on my show are usually people in real estate or other businesses that I've had a relationship with in the past. So today's guest is John Reverol. But before I get into John, hold on. I want to tell you guys how we got here right now. How we got here, I don't even know, really. We drove by, me and my wife, and we saw this coffee shop, Cafetero, in downtown New Rochelle. We stopped in, we had coffee. Kind of like what we do is we kind of find coffee shops to kind of hang out at, just to, have alone time away from the kids. I came here and first of all, visually, I was super impressed. The coffee was incredible, the service was great, and the vibe, and that's the word I'll use, the vibe was just something that really resonated with me. So we had been coming here. So I posted, all right, so I was here, I posted a shot of the coffee, I shared it, and then they reposted it, and I just had asked, I said, look, do you know if the owner would be interested in being on a podcast with me? They answered me quickly, they were like, hey man, he'll get in contact with you, but I think he's open to it. And I must have purchased like gallons of coffee here already. But John, welcome to the show. Thank you for taking the invitation. And they're gonna know all about you and Cafetero after this episode.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's really an honor. I have seen you posting pictures about your purchases and drinks.
Because it's good. Because it's good.
And I've been meaning to meet you I meant to meet you for meaning to meet you for the longest time.
Right, you were flying in and out. You were doing some
because
stuff.
I travel a lot. Yeah. And one day I walked in and I looked, I saw him sitting and I'm like, I think that's the guy. So I went in and I said, is that the guy from the podcast? He's going, yeah, that's him.
Okay.
So I came in and introduced myself to you and your wife, and then here we are.
And here we are, right. So Cafetero is one of three, right?
Right now we only have two.
You have two right now.
Two.
One Cafetero here, and what's the address here? So people know. I just want people to know where we are so they can run down here.
The address is 111 Central Avenue, New Rochelle, New York.
Okay.
Downtown New Rochelle. So I have 4 coffee shops in total.
Okay.
But 2 are cafeteros. One is our cafe and tea boutique, which is on Huguenot Street, also in New Rochelle. And the one that we are opening in Hoboken, New Jersey, at 111 Adams Street.
Are they all 111? Right?
Yeah.
That's your number.
Yeah,
that's your number. Okay.
It's a really good number.
Right.
And that is opening at the end of June.
But the name of that one is what?
It's called Café Cartel.
But people who speak Spanish, Café Cartel, you know what cartels are? If you don't know, look it up.
I think people.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was very cool. I saw it.
Yeah, so that's my recent invention.
And then you have the one.
And then our cafe over here on Huguenot Street, which also a partnership with another friend of mine. But my focus is Cafetero now.
Okay. This one.
This is the brand that I want to grow.
Okay.
This is the brand that I'm gonna repeat.
And I'm gonna say this here right now. In a year or two, I'm not ready today, but if he says, Omar, I'm looking for a partner for another location, I might be there. Yeah. No, because me and my wife have always talked about having a coffee shop, a good place to. And then when I came, I was like, oh hell yeah! And again, that's how we got here. So, you're originally from Manhattan.
Well,
let's start at the beginning.
So I'm from Venezuela originally. Came here 30 years ago. Lived in Manhattan most of my life.
Where? Upper Manhattan?
In Battery Park City.
Battery Park City, okay.
So I lived in Battery Park City for 11 and a half years.
Okay.
Then I moved to New Rochelle.
That's a really big swing.
Yeah.
Why did you move from Battery Park City to New Rochelle?
It's funny because I was getting older and it was time for me to buy a house.
Okay.
And I couldn't do it in Manhattan because of obviously the prices I couldn't afford.
And before you go too far, I'm sorry to chop it, but in Manhattan, were you working in coffee? What were you doing in Manhattan?
No.
Yeah,
actually,
so I want to kind of get the whole journey.
Yeah. The funny thing is, in Manhattan, I had many jobs.
Okay.
I started working in the hospitality industry. I worked for the Waldorf Astoria Hotel.
Okay.
I worked for the Helmsley Hotel.
Okay.
I worked for the Lucerne Hotel. I worked for so many hotels. In the front desk and concierge.
Okay.
As a concierge. Then when I went to school for film and graphic design.
So you were working at hotels, basically really intense.
Making money
to
basically.
customer, to clients,
exactly.
right? Direct interface
exactly.
with clients. But then you went to school for graphic design and what else?
And film.
And film. So you were going to be director?
No, I wanted to be a filmmaker.
A filmmaker. Okay, movies.
And which I did a few shorts and stuff. In fact, I did something that I went to Cannes Film Festival a few
Really?
years ago, and we won third prize.
What was the name?
I,
All right, later. We'll
it,
come back
it
to
was
that.
it was a go production.
But I mean, the fact that you took third. Okay, I can.
Anyway,
that's a flex. That's a
it
flex.
was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago.
Okay.
But I
We'll
get
it.
the name of it.
He'll text me later. Hey man, is this one?
But I forgot. It was so funny. And so anyway, you caught me off guard.
I'm sorry.
But anyway,
So you're in Manhattan working in hospitality,
Manhattan,
in school.
working in film. I got a big job at a contemporary art gallery,
At an art gallery.
famous art gallery in Manhattan. I worked there for a while.
Well, what do you mean big job? I don't understand what that means. Doing what?
I was a gallery assistant
Gallery assistant.
to a major gallery.
So what is that? I mean, I don't know what that is. I really don't. So what does that
Well,
mean?
it means to actually I got the job because the owner of the gallery was my friend.
Okay.
But I didn't have any experience,
Okay.
and to work at that level of the contemporary art world
Right.
was huge for me.
Right.
I mean, also I was young, and there I was trained
Okay. In art.
to know what art was,
Okay.
or what you know, what the whole world.
To
of
be able to
art.
identify it, speak
Speak
it.
it
It's all
on-
language.
it's,
It's a
yeah,
language.
it's
a world.
it's like the world of coffee,
Right.
but it's in art.
In art. Right.
Then in 2008, I stopped working there because I got laid off, and I moved to New Rochelle,
Okay.
bought a place here in New Rochelle with my husband, and been living here since. Then I found myself traveling to the city for coffee.
Really?
Yeah,
Or
because,
living in Rochelle.
Yeah, because there was no the coffee shops that were around here.
All right.
It was just, and then I became really good friends with a coffee owner on Division Street, who
What's the
had
name of the place?
The name of the place was Caffeine.
Caffeine. Okay. Kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, Caffeine, and I was there for a little while. I mean, I would go there. The coffee wasn't that great, but
Okay.
the guy
Well,
was
you were
really,
friends, right, yeah.
we became friends.
You became supportive.
And I used to paint, so I used to sell my art in his coffee shop.
So you paint also.
Yeah.
Do you a film?
Yeah.
I want to break it down. You worked in the hotels. You made a movie took third place at Cannes, and you paint. So you're an artist.
Correct. I mean, no, I
You dabble.
yeah, I'm very artsy.
Okay, you're artsy. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
But I think that training at the art world, it helped me to develop something that I knew I had, but I didn't know how to approach to make it evolve.
Okay.
And so when he closed his shop,
Okay.
that was my opportunity to open one, because I didn't
Did
want to
you
open.
think of it just like that, or you just?
No, I
you-
wanted to do it,
Oh,
but I
so you
didn't
think-
want. I
so
didn't want to do it.
You want to compete.
because I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Right.
When he sold his coffee shop,
He sold it or he closed it?
he sold it.
Okay.
Well, he sold it, but then eventually closed.
Okay.
When he sold his coffee shop, I said, okay, this is my opportunity.
Right.
I started looking for a place, and I wanted to do it in downtown New Rochelle. And everybody said, you're going to close. This is not going to work out. Because New Rochelle, 17 years ago, wasn't as nice as it is
Yeah,
today.
there's been a lot of tax money put into New Rochelle to develop it. It's very Manhattan-esque. Has
Yeah.
that downtown Manhattan vibe right now.
Yeah, and so, but I saw the future. I said, this is downtown. The train is right there, 95. This isn't, it's so close to the
There's
city.
too much traffic, right?
Eventually, this is going to be something.
Right.
And I opened my coffee shop, and the first 3 months, I thought I made a mistake.
Which was this the first one or another one?
The first one. No, that one over there.
Okay.
The first one,
Okay.
our cafe.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I made a mistake. I spent all this money opening this coffee shop, and nobody's coming because nobody wanted to come to wanted to come to downtown New
New
Rochelle,
Rochelle, right.
because it was perceived as a little bit dangerous.
It was almost like the South Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the New York Times came to visit.
Wow. Okay.
I have
Did
no
you
idea.
call them or they just showed up?
They showed up.
Okay.
And I met with the reporter and a friend of the reporter, who came and spent the whole afternoon with me, and they loved me.
Right.
And they just did a little blurb about my coffee
Right.
shop. Well, that I took off.
That's all they needed. Yeah.
That's all I needed. It. The next week, I had a line.
Now you
Around
were,
the
now,
corner.
now the size of the coffee shop is you, a couple employees.
It was just me.
It was just right.
It was
I
just
wanted
me.
to give. I wanted contact. Right. I wanted to give
No,
contact.
it was just me, and it was just me, and it was just incredible. That little, and it was my picture also in the New York
Right.
Times. But that little
little
blurb,
publicity, right?
like, put me on the map.
Okay.
And it became really successful. In fact, all the other coffee shops around me closed.
Really?
Yeah,
You took them all out.
Yeah, it just it wasn't because my coffee shop was bigger. Or it's just I serve quality coffee only.
Right.
I didn't even budge and try to make more money and
didn't
buy cheap
compromise
coffee.
the blend,
yeah,
the
to
blends,
me,
yeah.
to me, quality was had to be
Quality.
something that I would
Yeah,
drink,
you would drink
too.
yourself, yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't sell it.
Right.
And
So that was a standard you held and you
yeah.
maintained it.
And I understood that customer service has to be paramount.
Mm-hmm.
Whether, because you know what, you can get coffee anywhere, but people come here, like you say, the vibe.
The vibe.
The vibe.
Remember
I
that,
ha-
guys, the vibe.
I have family here working. These are not my employees. These are my team. I don't treat them as a worker. They're my team.
Yeah.
We work as a team.
Yeah.
And you know, we get once a month. We get together. We go do things together. And I try to keep an environment where they're happy and they're well paid. To me, it's very important. It's not about me making money. We all have to make money, but they have to make money too because they
Right.
have a life. They have to pay bills just like I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to me, that is the new.
Is that the difference?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they can they
Okay, take your time, man. We can edit. We can edit.
No, you know what? They treat the coffee shop as their own.
Right. And that's important.
To me, I mean, they make
important.
sure that everything is done correctly. They don't take shortcuts because they know that this is I value them
Yeah.
and they value me.
Right.
And to me, that's
But you've shown them like this is the standard, right? Because it's not like you're saying, hey, just do that. You're like, this is the way I do it. I want you to do this like this.
This is the way I do it. You can do it any other fucking way you want. However, it has to be the same result. No, seriously.
Okay.
I give them a little bit of permission.
Flexibility and, yeah.
Permission, so they don't feel like an artist, like telling an artist, paint this, painting this. Anyway, I give them a little flexibility. Just like I give them flexibility to give a free coffee to someone who comes here a lot.
Okay.
Or to, if their family comes, offer them a cup of coffee.
Right.
Because I want them to feel like they're owners.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
belong.
Absolutely.
On top of that, my project, which is,
Another project?
I mean, my Cafetero project,
Cafetero,
is making my most trusted teams part of it. And I just gave 2 of them a percentage of my business.
All right.
Ederlin, the one with the beer.
Okay,
Show
I know
some-
what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen him.
And Leo.
I don't know the other one.
Leo is the morning manager. Ederlin is the afternoon manager.
Okay.
They all have a piece of my business now.
Okay.
Because they have gone above and beyond to help me grow this.
That's great.
Grow and to give me the peace of mind that I can be doing things
Outside of here.
Outside of here, and they'll say take care of the cafe as if it was mine. Sometimes doing things that they don't have to do,
Right.
Because they don't get paid,
Right.
but they still do it.
Yeah.
So I give them a piece of my business because I think
Well,
it's,
I mean, ownership, right? Like having ownership of anything just changes the way you think of it, right? It changes the whole relationship from saying, hey man, I work here, whatever, I got here at 5, to I work here, I hope it does well, I hope people are happy, I hope people come back. But I think a little or a lot of it also has to do with your attitude towards the business, because coming back to when I first walked in here, yo, it's fucking quality, right? Everything spoke to me. I was like, wow, what the fucking plan? My wife was like, well, yeah. But me especially, I'm like, because I'm drawn to that. I'm just like, you know, I'm a business owner too. So I know what it's like to manage employees, but I also know that customer experience is everything. That's all they remember. But I don't have a physical place. What I do, yo presto dinero, the money. So like,
Right.
it's a different thing. But people, like my wife takes care of real estate. Like people love the interaction, the experience. They could go to anybody, right? But when you come here, the music, the plants, the little robots, all that lends to an experience, and that changes everything.
It does. And it's funny because when I was going through the process of naming this place, the original name that someone proposed, call it It's a Vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a Vibe. I didn't, and obviously I didn't choose it. I didn't think it was, I didn't like it.
You didn't think it was appropriate.
But I'm like, what could, but now everybody walks in, it's like, I love the vibe. So we just trademark a slogan. It's a vibe.
Okay. Is it Cafetero? It's a vibe?
It's a vibe. It's gonna be our slogan.
I love it.
Because that's what most people, when they walk in, they love the vibe. And when they taste the coffee, they love the coffee. So the experience and the vibe. And
the quality product that you have, but I also want to expand a little bit just for people like whether they're starting their own business now or they have their own business and it's not doing well, what I feel that most entrepreneurs don't understand is that your brand is basically the way people feel, right? So the brand at Cafetero to me is hip, chic, urban, great coffee. Now, if you took away great coffee and just made it like a nice place to hang out, then people would try to bring their own coffee in here and drink it here. But that's the quality product surrounded by the right environment will help you flourish. You know, and it's all these little detail, like little dots here and the color contrast that you have. You guys got to come here to see it. And I know I'm not. It's not a commercial. It's just it's something I really believe, and I'm glad I'm here with him in person so he hears it, because this whole interview was based upon a feeling that I had when I came here, so much that I wanted to reach out to somebody because I wanted to showcase it, because I think it's important. I think it's important that we showcase each other and do good business, and especially Latinos, right? Like there's too much divisiveness. I'd rather we give each other our props, or they say our flowers, right?
Yeah, and not only that, but I think in this new era of business, if your business doesn't have a soul, it won't work.
Correct.
I think you have to give it a little soul. That's why in ownership is very important. That's why when I'm gonna replicate this, ownership of the person who's gonna take care of it is very important, because that person is gonna give it soul.
Correct.
You know, I'm constantly coming, making sure that the plants have water. I mean, sometimes I'm behind the bar helping, but my job as the owner of Cafetero is just make sure that the plants are alive, that the things are appropriate, that there are flowers, there's a little bit of decoration, change it, because art changes every 2 months.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So this is gonna change next month.
Are these original pieces by anybody?
Yeah, that's a local artist named Caro.
Very
and
cool.
These are original.
Did you hang up any of your own art here or not?
Oh, my own art? No,
Yeah,
no,
oh, okay.
I don't have time. I don't have time to paint. But for example, the robot, I
Yeah.
love it, and I bought it from him.
Okay,
Because,
from Caro.
Yeah, from Caro.
Okay.
Caro. I love this one, but I don't like the crying.
Okay. You're a happy soul. So, but how did you curate local artists?
Well, they get introduced to me, and they introduce me to other artists, and I see the art. If he matches, and if he had the feel of Cafetero, I'll bring him in.
Okay.
For example, now I just made a little deal with Vander Gallery on Huguenot Street.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's gonna hang her work next month.
Okay.
Here, and we're gonna have her work hanging, and I chose the pieces.
Okay.
Because you have to have a little bit of a,
A relationship, right?
Yeah, you have to match the brand. 'Cause,
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
put certain things.
Something that just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't
right?
make sense. Yeah.
So where did the robots come in? Where did the gorillas come in? I mean, you guys can't see this, but there's a lot of character to the place.
So-
and it just led, like I said, it led to curiosity.
Yeah, well, the gorillas and those totem, they came from Medellin, Colombia.
Oh, okay.
So I traveled to
Are they
Medellin.
for sale?
Yeah, everything for sale, and we sell a lot.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh my God, the first 3 months we sold like 100 of those.
I'm not gonna buy one. I didn't know they were for sale. I just asked right now. Okay.
Yeah, they're for sale, and I buy them in Medellin at a gallery, and I bring them here,
Okay.
and then I resell them here.
So what kind of clients do you see coming in here a lot?
You
So
know
now,
what?
like, I've already had meetings with my financial advisor here. Like I already told guys, you'll meet me there, and they're like, "Why?" I was like, "Just meet me there." That's why we're gonna talk business over there. What kind of people do you see here a lot?
You know what? We see all kinds, and depending on the hour.
Okay.
In the afternoon, we get a lot of business people
Okay.
doing
After work?
their deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
doing their deals. Okay.
Doing the business deal. I see a lot of people working from here.
Right.
A lot of young people, a lot of doctors come here too from Albert Einstein
Really?
to study and to do whatever they do.
Just to hang on the vibe.
A lot of first dates.
Really?
And it's funny because as in the bar, we cannot identify what's happening.
You know who?
Yeah,
who's
we
who,
know what's happening.
Right.
We know if they don't know each other. We see a lot of blind dates, which is quite
Really?
cute. But it's all sorts of people, all sorts.
And you're in a building. So how much traffic do you get from the building?
So the building is probably our base customers.
Okay.
There are 340 apartments, and we get fair amount.
Right.
And if we don't catch them here, we catch them at the train station, where we also have a coffee shop called Cafetero.
Cafetero, right? That's
Cafetero,
the brand.
yeah, that's the brand. And But we get a lot of business from the building.
Right.
We do. And the surrounding building, even those buildings, they have coffee
coffee
shops. They'll come
They
here.
leave and come here.
Yeah,
Wow.
for example, the Stella building has Joe Coffee, but the Stella building people come here for coffee because apparently Joe's coffee is not as
It's not as good
great
as
as our.
Well, all right, so let's educate people a little bit, right? I'm not gonna say I know everything, but I know a little bit, but I want you to educate me. What's the difference in coffee? How is it that some coffee shops like yours have a higher quality coffee? Let's talk about that without giving away secrets, but I do want to give people a differentiation.
It's not really a secret. It's about quality. So there are two kinds of coffee. There's the Robusta and the Arabica. The Arabica is the best coffee we have.
Okay.
Or there is.
Right.
Robusta is it's a coffee that is very bitter, and Starbucks and low-end coffee shops buy it because it's cheap.
Starbucks low-end coffee shops. You heard that, right? Yeah, I just want to make sure they heard that.
It's also used mixed. In some cases, they mix it with Arabica
Right.
to give it a base.
Right.
For example, in what they call Italian coffee, they use Robusta because that's what they used to, bitter.
Really? Okay.
And Robusta is a coffee that has a lot of caffeine and is very bitter.
Okay.
And Arabica is the sweeter. Also, it depends on the altitude that it's grown.
Okay.
The flavors change, the profile changes. What's planted around the farm is also make a big impact on the profile.
Oh,
of
you
the
mean
coffee.
other like vegetables and fruits, right?
Exactly.
That's what you mean,
It's,
okay.
you know, if surrounding the farm of coffee, there's an orchard of oranges. Coffee gonna have notes of orange.
Little tinges, right? I got you.
And some of the farmers do plant different type of crops to
influence the taste.
the profiles of the coffee. Also, the level of the roasting.
Okay.
Medium roast, light roast, and
dark roast.
And dark roast.
Right.
Also the processes. There's a wash process and there's a natural process. So those two also.
So we're gonna shoot this later in terms of B-roll. But do you have some coffees like running through these things?
Yeah.
Are you actually making coffee there?
Yeah. So those things that you see there is called the Yama system.
Okay.
So it's a system in which you put ice on top.
Okay.
The ice melt, goes through drips.
Right.
Goes through a little coil. The coil hits the water hits the grinds, and it slowly through a cold system method process filters the coffee. And then in the bottom you get a coffee that is free of acidity and fat.
Fat.
Oil.
Coffee has fat.
Oil.
Oh, oil. Okay.
Oils. And so the taste is different.
Right.
You don't have, because if when you do it with hot water, you flush away everything, the fats, the acidity, and everything.
So that is your cold brew?
That is not even cold brew. It's called cold drip because
Cold
it's drip. Cold brew is when you grab a linen, put coffee grinds, close it,
up.
dip it in water, and put it in a refrigerator overnight.
That's cold.
So that brew.
Okay.
What we use is cold drip.
Cold drip.
It is tedious. It is
It's slower.
Slower, but the taste is
The quality.
Is the quality.
So I gotta get
the
a cold
quality.
drip before I leave. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you have to taste. You haven't tasted it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'll give you a sample. You have to taste it. It's delicious. Not only that, but we also now sell a liter.
Are you selling bags of coffee too?
Yeah, we sell bags of coffee. We sell the 5 pound, and we also sell the 340 grams.
You do that online also or no?
We do not
yet?
yet,
Okay.
not yet. We're working on it
Yeah.
because we're gonna have an online presence.
Okay.
Because we are getting a lot of demand. In
I'm
fact,
sure.
you have no idea how much coffee we buy. And we're working on a deal also to buy a roaster.
Nice.
So I had a meeting last week, and we're doing, because we need to. I am buying so much coffee that I need to get my own.
Well, yeah, four outlets right now,
yeah,
right?
and other that are coming.
Right,
that
right.
Are
So
in the
then
works.
you have a lot of distribution.
Yeah.
Right. So Robusto and Arabica, most people use like a blend, right?
Well, when you could blend the
Is that
Robusto and Arabica.
Well, going back to the business question, because I want to educate people a little bit. When they do the blend, Robusto is cheaper.
Robusto is cheaper.
Right. So then that's how they're trying to keep their margins fat.
Exactly.
Okay,
Your margins go up.
Right. But the taste is
But
different.
you know what? But I always say, They have to be coffee for all income levels.
Right.
You know, if I cannot buy a bag of $18, but I can buy a bag for $5, I'll buy the bag for $5 because that's like all I can afford.
Right.
But if you want to buy a really good bag of coffee, it will be in like the one we have here, a full Colombian Arabica grown at 2,600 meters.
So
And
altitude, like location. I want to break it down for people to understand. Like, there's like a science to it.
also because the altitude, they don't use pesticide because they don't need to. Because there's no bugs,
There's no bugs
or anything
right.
because the altitude.
Right.
Robusta is so bitter and has so much caffeine that the bugs doesn't eat it.
Oh,
because it's poisonous for them.
Really?
So
if it's poisonous for bugs, I don't know if I want to eat it. Right? Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's almost like processed meat.
Yeah,
Kind of the same concept.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. So then, Starbucks is obviously a low-end coffee.
No. I have to say.
Listen, man.
If
On my show, we get all the smoke.
No.
We get all the smoke.
Well, I always like to say something good about Starbucks because without Starbucks, I wouldn't have a business.
Okay.
Because they were the one who brought the coffee to the masses, who created the colony of coffee, and that what led to small coffee houses like mine survive and thrive.
Thank you, Howard Schultz. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So, all right. So now they know what the difference of good and bad coffee is. We know people that leave their building to come here to have the coffee because they know what's better, right? When did you you thought about opening the coffee house when your friend closed up, but what you had cinematography, you had art, you had all these different things.
I did not know anything about coffee.
Okay, that was my question. My question is like, yo, but did you know somebody? Like,
Nothing. The only coffee I drank was and I started drinking coffee at 25, and it was just black coffee.
Okay.
I remained drinking black coffee. That's all I drank.
Okay.
Cold. I do
Cold
my
drink?
pour over in the morning, and that's it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna open a coffee shop, but I don't know anything. I don't know what a cappuccino is. I don't know what a latte is. I don't know what a cortado. I don't know what a macchiato.
Right.
So
Did you go to coffee school?
No.
No?
I went to every coffee shop and offered to work for free. Yeah. But I was very honest. Said my intention is to open a coffee shop and I want to learn, but I want to work for free for you. Everybody said no.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna figure it out. I went to YouTube and I learned everything knew about coffee on YouTube.
YouTube for education, baby.
Every day from 9 to 12, I will sit there
At school?
In my house, learning about coffee, writing it down. And then when I bought the machine, I started practicing and doing the milk and all the stuff. And
educating yourself.
I self-taught myself coffee on YouTube. Of course, through the years, I've been doing it for 15 now. I've been to farm. I have worked at coffee farms for a few days, just because I wanted to see the process. I wanted to see the whole thing. I slept on a farm. I know the whole process, because it is important. Because if you this to me is not really a job; it's a passion.
Right.
I love what I do.
Passion. You have to work a day in your life.
Yeah,
right?
and I love it. It's not about the money anymore. At the beginning it was, but now it is about doing something that benefits not only me but my employees and the community.
Right.
And create spaces for the community to gather. We donate my space constantly for non-profit organizations to do their meetings.
Really? For
people like you that do podcasts and stuff. Constantly, I donate the space because we need that. I need that connection. I need.
So now I know you might see a few more shows over here.
You guys, you're welcome to use my space as you please.
Appreciate it.
After closing.
So you open what, 7 a.m.? Mm-hmm. 7 to 7?
We open at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday.
What about Saturday and Sunday?
And that's 8 p.m. We close at 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and Sunday we close at 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
7 days a week.
7 days a week, every day. The only day we close is New Year's Day and Christmas Day.
Okay. What is the one thing if somebody comes in and knows nothing about coffee, what would you tell them? Hey, this is what you should have. This is what you should try here at Cafetero.
I think when somebody have never had coffee, I convince them to have a latte.
A latte. Okay.
Because a latte is a good introductory drink to coffee. Because it's
not
beautiful. Not too strong. It's delicious. It's kind of like chocolatey and because our espresso is so delicious, it's a perfect easing.
Okay, segue. And what about desserts, or I see you have cakes and pastries. What are they like? Are they specific to Colombia or Venezuela or?
So the funny thing is, when I opened Cafetero, everybody thought that I was opening a Colombian coffee. I'm Venezuelan, but while I was in Medellin for a business deal that I was doing there,
So you just happen to be in Colombia. Okay.
yeah, 3 or 4 years ago,
Okay.
during the right before the pandemic,
Okay.
I arrived there on the 13th of March. I was gonna be there until the 18th. I was gonna come back because I was going there to sign some papers. On the 13th, on the 17th, they closed all the airports, and I got trapped in Colombia, during the whole pandemic. So for 3
Really?
months I was there.
Wow.
Thank God, because
You have family?
yeah, I do.
Okay, luckily.
My family, my mom was living there, and my
Okay.
sister was living there.
So luckily you weren't by yourself.
And I'm like, fuck, I
You're
can't
stuck.
go back home. And being there and having the coffee there, and I'm like, why I don't open a coffee shop with only Colombian coffee as my niche? And that's how the idea of opening. And then Medellin, I don't know if you've ever been to Medellin.
No, never.
Well, you should go. It's amazing. It's an amazing city. Medellin is a city that is so vibrant with color, with nature, with green. I don't know if have you been to Medellin? Oh my God!
He's talking to Eric. Right now.
Eric, you should go to Medellin. Anyway, and then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna open a coffee shop with a Medellin theme, meaning the green and
Which is the
gray
plants.
coffee. The
Right.
plant. That's where the plants come from.
Okay.
And the idea of plants. And that because when you go to Medellin, every business that you go to
Has plants.
has plants in it.
Nice.
And somehow they integrate the outside with the inside. And I thought, this is an idea, and I'm gonna see if I can develop it. And as the time progressed there, and I have more time to think, I kind of develop I put it on paper.
Right.
How I
You wrote
wanted
it
to
out?
look, and then this opportunity came by. I mean, Modera. Actually, no. I went to several buildings, several developers.
You approach them.
I approached them. I told them my idea,
idea, right.
and none of them said yes.
They didn't bite. They were
The
like,
only one that bought was this one.
Okay.
And I
But
remember.
did they give you like a time limit? Because I'm sure they'll bite, but like, all right, we'll give it a year, see how it goes.
No. Who? These people?
Yeah.
No.
They were in?
I wouldn't commit for a year to nobody.
Okay. Okay.
Give me a 5-year lease, or I won't do it.
Okay.
Because I know what I have. I know what I was gonna bring.
Right.
But anyway, I did it. All the investor from the Milk Creek company came, and to meet me, I set up a table with all my offerings from the other coffee over there, and I said, listen, this is what I can bring. This is what I want to do. I think if you have a coffee shop in your lobby, it would be great. I think you are in the business of renting a residential unit. You're not in the business of renting commercial unit. So this is an amenity not only for your tenants,
yeah.
but for the
People
community.
outside, right.
So bring me in, and you'll see you will be making the best decision you ever made. And guess what? After we opened, this was a success. The building filled up quickly. Most of the people that live here move in because of the coffee shop, because it's
Wow.
vibrant. Because it's so when I had dinner with the CEO of the company, and he says, John, you are the best deal we have done with this in this city.
Really?
That to me
That's
was
big.
like, I made it.
Does he have all the buildings he's doing?
This company has building all over the United States, and we're working on a deal to multiply it.
Okay.
Do it not in all the buildings, because some of the buildings are in rural areas.
Right.
Well, what I consider rural areas.
Right.
And coffee shops like this one are very successful in
Metropolitan, urban areas.
Urban
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
Because
we have a lot of concentration of people.
Exactly. So yeah, we're working.
Is that whole outside space yours?
That's mine. Yes.
can use all of
Yeah, I can use all of that, and
that.
there's some plans to do things like car shows and a bunch of stuff. I'm working with a lot. There's a lot of things that are coming.
There's a lot of things coming.
There's a lot of things that are coming, and that's why I'm never here. I'm always going places and doing things. I also travel for leisure because I need my relaxation.
You need your space.
I need my
Yeah,
space
absolutely.
sometimes.
Well, I think to touch on that, like when you're like, I call most entrepreneurs, self-motivated entrepreneurs are like high performers, right? And I tend to say that we all vibrate on a different frequency, right? I believe in energy and frequency. And when you are vibrating at a high frequency and outputting high energy, there are times when you need to replenish your energy because you're finite. You can't just go forever. You have to shut down, recharge, do something for you, not expend energy, recharge and go back to it, because that's how I feel that people, I don't want to say they burn out, but they lose their momentum sometimes because they're like, you never stop, take a second, breathe, right? And be still. And I think that's important for entrepreneurs, especially because we think, oh, go, hustle, don't sleep. I was like, no, you have to sleep, you have to recharge so you can go hard again.
Yeah,
Right.
Omar, I do. I know when it's time to disconnect.
Okay.
And I disconnect, and it's me now. It's about me.
Right.
My silence. I need to be silent.
Right, and still, yeah, absolutely.
And no phones, no internet. Maybe I'll watch a show that I really wanted to watch, and that's it. Oh, I love washing dishes. My best
Therapy?
my best ideas is
Washing
come
dishes.
when I wash dishes. It's one of those things that my husband thinks I'm insane because we have a dishwasher.
Yeah.
But I love washing dishes because my mind goes into a trance.
Right, because you're actively
And I start
doing
thinking
something.
about drinks, and I start thinking about what if I do this? What if I do that? And I don't know, everything.
So whenever you need a brainstorming session, you're like, let me wash some dishes, right?
let me watch dishes, and that helps.
Wow. Okay.
It's one of those things.
I have
but
something different. I like to, when I don't wash my car, I watch them wash my car. It just calms me down. I don't know why. I could just stand there and just be hypnotized, and it gives me like, a good 10-minute break from life, because once you turn back on, you have employees, you have this, you have that, like everything coming at you. And you have to like have that stillness, that silence sometimes to recycle, reset, right? Because you can't go without eventually burning out, right? So I think everybody has to find their thing, but I'm glad you talked about washing dishes. No, because it might sound weird to some people, but other people are like, yeah, me too. Or, like I don't know, like I walk my dog, or everybody does something.
I also love being in places and listening to other people's
Conversations.
because I get ideas. And a couple of days I got an idea, and I'm gonna make it happen.
You're gonna execute on the idea. Yeah, absolutely.
I heard something that somebody said. I'm like,
It's a good idea.
it wasn't even an idea for them. It was just a regular conversation.
Just saying something, yeah.
But I put something together with that. That's how my brain works. But being an entrepreneur is not easy. Otherwise, everybody would be an entrepreneur.
Right.
And I think when people ask me what is the hardest thing of being an entrepreneur, and I think the hardest thing is not to give up. Joel. I don't know if
I think the hardest thing might be to start, because people have so much fear, right? And then they don't, like what you said when you first opened your shop, like, did I make the mistake, right? And then here comes the New York Times, and all of a sudden you go 180, you change, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that changed completely my. Also, I always tell my people that come for advice as an entrepreneur, you must have a solid a person or a foundation at home, because if you don't have that, it's very likely you're gonna fail. Whether you have the best idea in the whole world, you're gonna fail, because if you don't have someone who can cheer you up or someone who can support you, you could fail. Also, you have to be persistent. I am persistent. I don't give up. Even when I want to give up, I know my mind tells me, maybe it's me trying to convince me to give up, and I'm like, stop it. Right. I tell myself, stop it, bitch.
We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. Yeah.
And be persistent, and be persistent, and be persistent. To me, that is essential.
Yeah. People ask me stuff. Oh, Omar, like sometimes, how do you know if you're not going like you might be going the wrong way? I'm like, absolutely, you might be going the wrong way. When you figure it out, turn around.
Exactly.
Because I heard this analogy, and it was like a Navy SEAL dude, right? And so he's like, you're lost in the forest, right? You wake up, you're in the forest, right? So either you don't know where to go. So he's like, start walking, just take a step. He was like, because if you don't take a step, you just have decided to die there. Like, what's gonna happen? An animal's gonna come attack you, or like, so even if you're going the wrong way, you gotta start moving. And I use that analogy in terms of life. Like, I want to do that. How do I do that? I have no idea yet, but we're gonna go there. So let me figure out the route.
And you have to make a decision, whether it's the right decision or the wrong decision. You're not gonna know until you make it.
Correct.
And to me, some people say, for example, my husband goes like, you have to think about it. I said, no, I can't think about it. I have to make a decision.
I have to execute.
And to me, it's you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Whether it's a yes or no, but and then you find out later.
Right.
Oh, it's like he's more analytical than I am. I am not analytical.
Well, you need that balance.
But in business, you have to make decision. You cannot linger and what about this? No, you have to make a decision, and then you'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But it's like life is a risk, and you have to take it. That's it.
Absolutely.
I mean that's
life
how
is a risk, and you have to take it. You heard
Yeah.
that here first.
Yeah,
I like that.
and
I like
you
that.
know what? And you have to be alive in order to die,
Right.
and you're gonna die.
That's a great one. That's a great one. You have to be alive in order to die. Yeah, and die. And death
and-
comes for all of us. Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. So you know what? Make your decision whether it's a good decision. And I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
I think I had learned more from my failure than from my successes.
Absolutely.
I cannot be here without all the failures that I had in the past. In fact, every time something doesn't go the right way, the way that I expected, I sit down and I analyze it, and I'm like, okay, I learned this, I learned that, and this wasn't a failure. This is a success.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson, right? They say you
Totally.
lose, you learn. You win or you learn, and that's really it. If you can really approach things that way, then all of a sudden, even if you take an L, it is what it is. I mean, you won't take the same L again, right? If you learn from it.
Exactly. And optimism. I was born with optimism.
Yeah, no, some people don't. Some people aren't. Some people aren't.
Some people are. I am not a. How do you say that word in
Pessimist?
English? No. Pesimista no soy. I forgot the word.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm someone who doesn't live in the past. I don't live in the future. I'm here, and this is what's happening.
You're present.
This is what's happening. Nothing else is happening.
Right.
So I don't worry in the future because for things that
That
happen.
creates anxiety, right?
Exactly, and same. I never get depressed.
Thank God.
I don't get depressed, and people think I'm crazy, but I don't.
That's good. That's good.
I get mad sometimes, but I try to live my life as in the present as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, look. Like you said, your failures refine you, right? They don't define you. They don't make you who you are. They just kind of shape you a little bit, right? If
Yeah,
you pay
totally.
attention. And like you said, looking backwards is depressing, right? Because you live in the past, you're never looking forward. You're not looking to what's to come. If you look too far ahead, you're getting anxious, but you're forgetting where you are right now, right?
Yeah,
where you
no,
are right now
totally.
is like, yo, enjoy this, enjoy that. And like so many people, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm like, yeah, man, your kid is 10 years old. You're going to see him when he's 15, and you're not going to even remember 5 years. Like, you got to think about that. And a lot of people have different opinions about that. But I was talking to one of my guests, and he was an artist, and he was like, yo, I'm not going on tour. He's like, I have friends of mine who have gone on tour for years. They come back and the world has changed. Like, their family they don't recognize their own kid. And he's like, they're learning lessons from other people because they're like, yo, you'll make money, but you're gonna lose life because you're like on tour in different countries. Like, there's no way you can FaceTime, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this proximity, the person being present, being there, being available, having those conversations, like all that, it starts stacking up, and then you start saying, hey man, what is the important part, right? Do I make the millions of dollars everybody in the world knows me, or do my kids that don't even like see me, and when I come see them, we don't even have a relationship, right? So that was a conversation I had.
That's a very profound.
That's a deep conversation. Yeah, but it becomes what's important to you. And at different parts of your life, different things are important.
Right.
When you're younger, you tend to like take a lot of things for granted. As you get a little bit of wisdom, you're like, wait a minute, I don't know.
You know what? Now that I'm older, I don't.
We're in our wisdom years. That's what I call it, my wisdom years.
I wouldn't go back to my 20s, to my 30s, or to my 40s. I am extremely satisfied. I don't need to show anyone anything. I don't need to prove anything to anyone.
Right.
And
You know who you are.
And I am. Exactly. I know who I am, and I don't need anything else. Everything that I have around me is exactly what I need.
That's beautiful, man.
And to me, that's what aging is, or has given me.
Yeah, aging gracefully, aging well, because you can time passes, you age no matter what, but do you get more mature? That becomes the question, right?
Yeah. Now I don't. When in my 20s, I was so insecure. If you tell me that I look tired, I would have. It would have ruined my day. Now, when somebody tells me, John, you look tired, and I usually say, and that's how do you think that may try to make me feel? I mean, how does that help me? And so I put them on them.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
But I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Or John, now I really don't care. The only thing I care is that I have good food at home, and that I at least have a good laugh every hour.
Every hour? Every hour in the hour?
About anything.
Beautiful.
Because that's what I think keeps me happy, and I enjoy it, and I come here, I make fun of them, they make fun of me, we all have names. I mean, and it's a respectful environment, but we make fun of each other.
Well, I want to commend you on the place you've established.
Thank you.
I want to commend you on the things that you're doing. I want to commend you. I want to tell you I appreciate you, and I'm grateful that you took the time to do this with me. I think it's really important for Latinos especially to talk about business, to talk about concepts, to talk about maturity, about wisdom, about lessons that we learn from each other instead of tearing each other down. I think it's super important. It's super important to be on camera with people that are doing things to give inspiration to others, because so many people, going back to what you said, there's so many people that do feel depression or do feel bad. And sometimes because they don't see anybody that looks like them doing anything they think that's possible, they just feel hopeless, right? And I think one of the points of my show is to give people different perspectives, right? Because I feel that when I grew up watching TV and all that, Latinos especially, we were portrayed in a certain way. And that messes with people. That messes because you don't think anything is possible because you don't even see somebody who thinks or talks like you or your family doing anything that's remotely like successful, right? We're put in this like I'm just using TV shows as an example. Like we're never the hero, we're always the bad guy, right? So like I think imagery is important. I think people seeing two guys talking about business, talking about life, talking about like your vibe, like how it was all inspired. Like you started in hotels and the art and then filmography and then we're here, right? And it's all kind of represented. If you hear the story, if you look around, it's all represented.
Well, and it's funny you say that because where I'm from and the area where I'm from and the family that I grew up in, people like me shouldn't be here. But I never believed it.
Right.
I never believed it because at an early age, I figured out what was the key to success, and it was education.
There you go.
Education. And that's why I recently got asked to be the keynote speaker at an incubator in the Bronx.
Nice.
I was very shocked that they asked me. I said, "Are you sure you wanted me?" He said, "I'm very inappropriate."
I'm on the right guy.
Actually, this guy, I haven't said anything bad. I usually insult everybody. But anyway, it's for an incubator for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And I'm gonna talk about my experience of being an entrepreneur, Latino, and this is for minorities. Yeah. And I'm like, of course I would love it. I love to do it. Anything that I could share, anything that I could, because at the end of the day, when I die, these experiences are not gonna be enjoyed because I like to give.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you a quick story. There was a girl that used to work here, and she told me she wanted to open a coffee shop. And I said, "Come, I'm gonna train you. I'm gonna show you the whole business, so that way you don't make all the mistakes that I made." Guess what? She started her business. She's doing well. I help her. I taught her everything.
That's awesome.
And to me, that's important because that type of business, where business people, where everything is a secret and don't share this, don't tell them that, it's a waste of time. And it's such a, helping someone. She's from the Dominican Republic, and seeing her in her little cart doing private parties. It's amazing. Makes me proud.
Yeah.
And she's like, "John, thank you, because I don't think anyone will ever help me the way you helped me." And actually, you should interview her because she's amazing.
All right. So my next guest will be another coffee shop.
Jarixa from Terra Nova, and she does her private parties, and she put it together, and it looks beautiful. And we went, and we all the whole team.
You supported her.
I supported her. The whole team. We went to her house for to try everything. and we brought food and wine and
you're hanging out.
to
You made it-
support
you made it a
her.
thing, yeah.
And it's like the business around here, the other coffee shop. I put them on my stories. I go there and
Oh, I seen you in Harpoon Hannah's.
yeah, because they we all need help. We all need each other, and I am a firm believer that there's cake for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's the cake, and we can make it another way.
There's cake for everybody. There's enough sunshine for everybody, and collaboration over competition will be the way everybody wins in the long run.
It's true.
If people want to talk to you, how do they get in contact with you?
You know what? If you're an entrepreneur and you wanna meet with me one-on-one, I'm more than open if time permits, and we can schedule it. I'll do it. And how you contact me? cafeteronerochelle@gmail.com.
Cafetero.gmail.com.
Yeah, and I do it all the time. I do it all
love
the
it.
time with
I love it.
with a bunch of kids that wants to start businesses, not only coffee shop but all their stuff. And I kind of guide them, what they need to do to open an LLC, or and if you need an accountant, I can show you someone who doesn't charge that much at the beginning,
Right.
and stuff like that. Because you know what, this is our job.
Yeah, well,
This is our job.
It's definitely our duty, right?
Yeah,
our duty,
it's a duty.
Especially
That's
if-
what it is, a duty.
It's a duty, right? Because it's almost like you get up the stairs, you pull somebody up, right? But the important thing I think people have to understand is that you have to get up the stairs, right? Because so many people, I'm gonna help you. Well, how do you do it? I don't know. How do you do it? I don't know. So we gotta find somebody who knows how to do this, or we're all stuck at the bottom of the stairs.
It is true.
So we gotta figure that out. But also, especially the younger guys and girls, if you're gonna listen to somebody who has some sort of success in what you're trying to do, right? They can help you avoid all the mistakes that they make, because you're gonna make mistakes. It doesn't matter. Nobody is perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, but if you can minimize some mistakes, you'll probably find new mistakes to make, and that's fine. But at least these 10 mistakes you won't make. You'll make another 5. They'll be brand new to you, individual to you. So when you school the next person, there's 15 mistakes that they won't make. You kind of get it. I think that's super important. John, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate your time.
Omar, thank you. I am honored that you chose me to do this. I
Absolutely.
truly, this is your house.
Yeah, I love it. We're here all the time. My wife just left. My son just left. We love this place. I mean, he's drinking hot chocolate. But he'll get to coffee eventually. But yeah, especially this summer, you'll see us down here, and any events we can do here, I'll think about some stuff, and maybe we can have some stuff here just to drive people here.
And I hope you come to our 2nd year anniversary.
May 31st. Let's do a clip real quick. May 31st is gonna be his 2-year anniversary. What's happening?
Every drink, the whole day is gonna be $2 the entire day. Any coffee-based drink.
No limit. on how
No
many you can buy?
limit. No limit.
There you go.
Well, but you can come here and ask me for 50 drinks because that's gonna be a no. But up to 4 drinks you could get, and it's gonna be all day. From 10 a.m. we're gonna to closing, we're gonna have a live DJ outside. Then at 4 p.m. we're gonna have mariachis. We're gonna have a vallenato band. We're gonna have merengue band.
All the bands.
All the bands.
You have
It's
the
gonna be.
councilman here. You have the mayor here.
We have the mayor.
Everybody's
we
coming.
have everybody's gonna be.
I'll be here. I'll pass by. I'll be here.
Okay, and and it's free. Oh, and at 6 o'clock, open bar. We're gonna have an open bar.
So drink a few coffees and then 6 o'clock go crazy.
Yeah, and sit down, enjoy the patio, and
Yeah.
have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. The 31st, guys. See you here.
Cafetero.
Cafetero. Thank you.
Hey, gracias, Omar.
Gracias a ti. Gracias a ti. Gracias a ti.